Hey, voidlings. Gonna do a reading today. If this found you, there's likely something here that you need to hear. The only kind of download I'm coming in with is I'm getting that this is a message for someone who's going through a rapid-paced initiation or ceremony into more sovereignty. So this is about the path of self-actualization. I'm bringing called to the Jungian process of individuation. And this is about someone's spiritual path. Okay, prosperity lies ahead. So yeah, obviously someone who's stepping into service as a form of career. So this is about someone who's moving more into entrepreneurial work, balance spirituality and practicality. Exactly. The spirituality is the practicality for this person I'm speaking to, or this collective of light workers that I'm speaking to who are beginning to, maybe you've never charged for your services before, or you're just starting to get more serious about your path. New Moon and Gemini, communication is key. Yeah, there's something you're meant to share. There's one-on-one people, relationships, and small groups you're meant to work with. Maybe you're doing some sort of couples therapy or cord cutting or something to do with relationships for other people. Or maybe it's like love readings or something like that. Some of you could also be, or you may consider yourself like a matchmaker or a bridger. So you tend to bridge different groups or people together. It's like, you know, you kind of end up being a bridge or an intermediary in between people finding each other or things, you know, needing the right person. That's really interesting. So a matchmaker or a bridger. You could also be bridging things in your life right now. So maybe combining different things. And this is definitely in alignment with the new paradigm, is there's going to be a lot of hybridization. There's going to be a lot of hybridization of everything, really, because everything is kind of spreading out horizontally with the Pluto and Aquarius energy over the next 20 years. So there's a lot of differentiation occurring and a lot of hybridization. So people no longer just being a tarot reader or just an energy worker. It's like there's these hybrid fields emerging, which is really cool. So you're also bridging from one phase to the next, or one career to the next, or one relationship to the next. And we've been talking a lot about the liminal space on this channel and like being in this transitionary space, but this feels a little more tied to entrepreneurship specifically. So I'm curious to see how this reading is going to unfold. Okay. Are there any other Moonology cards that want to speak? No, I think we got it. I just keep hearing the prosperity lies ahead. That one. You and your loved ones are safe. New Moon Cancer. That, though, the Cancer energy has to do more with belonging. And like knowing that your skills, talents, and abilities are needed by the collective, and that you belong here on Earth, even if you feel like you don't. You know, you feel like you don't understand humans, you don't understand the Earth plane, why you're here, why you have to deal with this shit, and why there's war, and why there's this and that. I get it. I freaking get it. But you belong here. You're meant to be here. That's why you chose to incarnate here and be at this specific time in human history that's undergoing this massive collective awakening, change, and transformation, and it's happening on an individual level too. I'm going to keep this out. Have faith in your dreams. Yeah. Let's leave that one out. Have faith in your dreams. There is a dream that you are grounding at this time. Okay? A vision that you have of your life, of your purpose. There's details and little inklings of things trickling into the subconscious. So pay attention to your actual dreams too. Like when you wake up in the morning, write down whatever you remember. might be a good time to keep a dream journal, because it seems like spirit is speaking to you through your dreams, but also through your imagination. Your higher self is coming through your imagination. What do you fantasize about your life? What are you envisioning at this time? What have you been envisioning? Have you been holding that vision? It's making me think of the Hold Your Vision card from that deck. But this is talking about faith. So some of you may be having a crisis of faith, like reaching a kind of breaking point or a boiling point of like, is this actually going to happen? And like, it's also like once things start to move, I'm getting is when the crisis of faith comes out more. Which is interesting, because on my Patreon this week for the astro forecast of this week, I was talking about like what happens when you get what you want. And it's like triggering. And you have the tower moment and you're led out of your previous container, which at the time felt like a prison, but now that you're being taken out of it, you're freaking out, right? And spirit's like, hey, I freed you. Your higher self is like, hey, I led you out of this situation. You wanted out, and now you're out, and now you're pissed because you felt like you had more to do in your prison cell. You're mad because I took you out of the prison cell too early? What are you talking about? So I'm getting that like some of you, like things are actually starting to move. And it's funny how that is actually starting a crisis of faith of like how, Eight of Cups. How is this going to move? How am I going to make this happen? What is this path actually, right? And the point of this next level spiritual awakening, like we've been talking about, is to surrender more. Surrender more. You're not going to know. As we talked about in the last reading on here, you're not going to be given the whole picture of what to do or what's happening. It's not going to be just handed to you. Spirit's leaving a breadcrumb trail for you to follow. And it's going to take a little self-reflection to see, are you trying to maintain a comfort zone? Or are you truly moving into alignment with this new timeline? Because the timelines have split. I just saw the chariot, it didn't pop out. The timelines have split. I just saw death. Yeah, the past one is, you can't go back. And it's not necessarily about leaving a whole place entirely or leaving a person entirely. It's about leaving behind the old timeline, which is tied to your psychic, subconscious patterns and behaviors. This came out in the last reading too. We were talking about in the collective, right? Or was I talking about on my Patreon? I don't remember. But I was talking about it recently. About how you can remove the person. You can remove the place. But if the energetic pattern is still being held, then it continues to have resonance, interesting, I said resonance in the 3D, which is going to perpetuate the cycle. It's going to continue in a new form if the energy is still there, because only what can manifest in the 3D is what has enough resonance to manifest in the 3D. It's all hanging out in all possible timelines in the etheric around us at all times. It's all there. But what actually grounds and manifests is what has enough resonance, right? Which is why it's not about staying in love 100% of the time, or, oh, it's bad to be in fear, or you got to be in love, not in fear. That is not talking about like, oh, you're not allowed to feel fear, or you're not allowed to make mistakes, or you're not allowed to have a down day. It's about the chronic practice that holds the pattern. It's about the conditioning. It's like if you're conditioning for a sport, you have to do these exercises every day to build up those muscles. It's the same thing energetically. What you focus on every day, all day, what you do every day, all day, over and over, the repetition is what holds the pattern. So if you just like remove something, that pattern could still be there, just playing out in another way, right? It's about the energy. The energy is actually more powerful than the density, which is something that we're learning in this, collective awakening cycle. We're learning about our multidimensionality, right? And how the etheric is actually stronger than the physical. Because the etheric can hold more, right? The energy, I just saw the Hanged Man. Yeah, As above, so below. As within, so without. But, ooh, okay. Spirit just cut me off. Spirit was like, you know what? You're yapping. Look at the cards. But it's all the same, right? As above, so below. As within, so without. Are these supposed to be reversed? Yes or no? No. Okay. Wow, y'all. Okay. We have Ace of Pentacles that came out with the Two of Wands. The 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of freaking Cups came out together. Okay? And what's in the center of them is the 5 of Wands. This is the tension. This is the tension that is needed to create. Okay? So there is an opportunity to plant a seed into this new timeline. Okay? And there's just enough tension right now for you to actually manifest this thing, because we need a little chaos, a little friction, a little tension to create. Just think about how babies are made, okay? I'm sorry to make you think about that, but you know what I mean? And it's interesting because I was talking about that on my Patreon for this week too, is that there's a Venus-Mars square, and I was talking about how that can be like fun tension, like sexual tension, or like scary tension, like conflict, right? But either way, you know, it creates the opportunity to turn a corner in terms of where there is tension and why, because it's leading to a release of tension, right? So there's a release of tension needed here. Oh, someone is holding the tension of the liminal space. Someone knows they're in the new timeline, but they're still kind of holding the tension of the liminal space, being like, yeah, I don't know, but you do know. You do know. You know that you're following your bliss, your abundance, your greatest potential, not just for fulfillment, but to see through to the potential of who you are. Remember what we started with was talking about self-actualization and entrepreneurship. I feel like someone here feels like they've never been able to see the true potential of who they are because they've never been in the right environment. It's never been a pentacle. It's always been a wand. And these 5 wands, it's like struggle after struggle. The start, stop. The start leads to fatigue, like the hard work burnout cycle over and over. That's ending. Have faith in your dreams. Know that the timeline has split and you're positioned in the new timeline that is aligned with your abundance and fulfillment. Can you see that? That the things that are happening right now, even if there's tension or friction, it's happening to you. I mean, it's happening for you, not to you. Right? It's happening to you, but it's for you. It's creating the needed release to get you to really see that this is where you are already. You're 1 foot in. You've made it through the portal. You've walked through the portal, the looking glass. You're on the other side of the looking glass in this wonderland. You're freaking Alice in Wonderland. That's what this is. You literally walked through the freaking mirror and you're like, oh my God, this is my dreamland. This is my home. Oh, remember that Cancer card. This is my home. This is where I belong. This is where my abundance is, my fulfillment is, my family is. Like I said, could be chosen family. I don't know if I said that already, but it could be chosen family. Maybe you're choosing to step away from your homeland and choose a chosen homeland. You're moving away from home. You're moving away from family. You're moving away from what was comfortable, what represented an old you. And there's tension in that. I'm getting guilt, to be honest. My solar plexus is like tense as fuck looking at this. Is that what's holding you back? not wanting to disappoint others, not fulfilling something you thought you were supposed to fulfill, leaving things behind you thought you were supposed to finish. But it's like, I have to say, I'm hearing Spirit's not giving you much of a choice. That's what I mean. It's like the sword of truth, right? We've been talking about Archangel Michael keeps coming through on this channel. The sword of truth, it cuts, it's harsh. It's not all fun and games, right? And when it's time, it's time. It just is what it is. Spirit, your higher self, your guides are working with the energy when it's ripe. You can't control the timeline on this. And maybe it's inconvenient that you're getting exactly what you want, justice falling on the floor. You're getting exactly what you want. And it's kind of coming out of left field, the way it fell on the floor like that. You don't really see it coming how this is your justice. How the things that are falling away are in alignment with your destiny. It's just uncomfortable because like you wanted to control the timeline. And it's like, yeah, I get it. That's the human mind. That's the ego. But Spirit don't work like that. Spirit don't play like that. Spirit's like, it's happening now. Sorry. You know, we did see that Hangman card. It didn't pop out, but I feel like that was like, the etheric is grounding. And it's just happening now. You were in this liminal space. Do you need, like, you received the sentence. Do you need to hang there any longer? You fulfilled your sentence as the hangman. You fulfilled your sentence as the hangman. Now it's time to try something new. Page of Swords. I heard that someone was swinging their sword too soon. Someone's expecting conflict where there isn't going to be conflict. Ace of Cups. Someone swung their sword too soon. Someone made some assumptions here. And their heart space is redirecting them to the truth. Someone made assumptions, moved a little too quickly. They thought someone would want to fight them on something, but they're not. They're going to show up with love and be like, no, I get it. So don't prepare for disaster right now, okay? And know that now's a really powerful time as you've moved through the looking glass that things are going to be mirroring you. So how you orient towards others, you're going to get that right back. Like karma is so active right now. That boomerang energy, ooh, don't swing your sword too soon. Just hold the space for truth to come out on its own, is what I'm hearing. The Emperor, yeah, and hold your own. Remember, self-actualization, entrepreneurship. Some of you, this Page of Swords, Ace of Cups, is about giving up on a dream. You thought you had to give up something or something wasn't for you, but you're being called back into leadership in this area of your life. There is a solidification and a stabilizing effect happening in your career, in your home, and also within the home of self. Your ego is stabilizing. You're having an identity update that is founded in more self-confidence, a healed ego, okay? Because you've received some karma and you're continuing to receive karma. And remember, karma is just cause and effect. Karma's not a bitch, she's that bitch, all right? She's actually on your side. It's just about the consequences of your actions. So just know that karma is more active right now than usual, and it's just quicker. Like the karma is coming in quicker. So if you have faith and you believe, the results come in a lot quicker than if you make these knee-jerk reactions and you're trying to, like it's coming through, the Page of Swords is coming through as like defensive moves. So putting up your sword before someone else can. Let's not do that. Okay? I know some of you have a sword over your chest because you've been hurt in this last cycle. You're being very self-protective. But it's actually a time to be vulnerable. With yourself, with the universe, but in a way that is boundaried. So maintaining healthy boundaries is a part of this self-actualization, knowing your worth, knowing what you will and will not accept in life, you don't need to put up this like immature defensive sword when you simply know what you will or will not let into your heart. And this goes for anything, career, relationships, living situations, strength at the bottom of the deck. Exactly. You know your strength, you know your power now. You're up leveling in life. You're becoming more of a sovereign leader of your life. You're stepping into the situations that mirror your worth, your desires, your dreams. It's like you're just done. You're done with the bullshit. I just saw judgment, but it didn't pop out. Yeah, you've made a choice here. And maybe the results aren't coming on the timeline you wanted, or, you know, it's just try to trust right now. You have Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups, okay? You're planting new seeds in this new timeline. And I just want to smile because it's, oh! The Wheel of Fortune. 10, 10, 10. This is huge change, guys. Huge. The potential here is unbelievable. 2 aces, 3 tens, the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. I'm freaking out. Death at the bottom of the deck. It's over. I'm hearing the harsh cycle is over. That is a Moonology card too. I think that's the full moon in Capricorn card. The tide is turning, y'all. It's time to move forward. Page of Pentacles. Is this supposed to be in reverse? No. Page of Pentacles. With the pages here, I am getting that like someone swung too soon. Someone tried something too soon, or there was a false start. Okay. And maybe that's why you're feeling a little sensitive around this timing. Okay. But we have these 2 pages and then we have these 2 aces. So it starts small, but it leads to the 10s, right? So just taking the next steps. If you haven't seen it already, go watch my last video. I'll link it in the description below because it was about next steps. And a lot of it was about feeling more from the heart. And I don't know, there could be some helpful information there for you. Yeah, this is something where maybe you feel like a beginner in this and that's okay. You've made some mistakes. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. And just know that, you know, these false starts or whatever, or you made some maybe immature moves or just jumped the gun a little bit. It's okay. You're learning. It's all for learning because you can feel and you know how powerful this next cycle is. So I get it. Maybe you catastrophized a little bit. It's okay. Is this supposed to be in reverse? No. Okay. King of Swords. Yeah, there's some profound truth and knowledge here. I am getting, though, that someone's thinking too much about family, about community, there's something here about you really need to make decisions from your core self right now. You need to really hone in on what's best for you. Okay? Honestly, with the Emperor, like, it's okay here to be a little selfish because I get the feeling that a lot of you guys that's what's new about this, right? You've never really made big decisions like this before that are totally grounded in self. Now, Ace of Wands, are you kidding me? Got 3 aces and Page of Wands under that. I might as well just fucking take it because we're getting all the aces, all the pages. This is something new, guys. It's a new cycle that leads to fulfillment. It starts with the aces, the pages, and it leads to the 10s and the kings. Like, you are really embarking on the hero's journey now. Like, you're becoming the main character. You're stepping up in your life. 3 of Wands. This is about spiritual expansion. But also maybe going somewhere new. Some of you may be moving. But this is also about expanding your business, your ideas, your creativity, creating new things, offering new things, new ways of doing your service in a way that's more authentic to you, and also you're asking for more money, or you're making more money from it, or finally charging for it. I just saw the Fool. It didn't pop out. Again, you're the hero. You're the main character here. Anything else, Spirit? What are all these aces? What is going on here? Wow. That's too many cards. This deck, I'm obsessed with it, but it is very slippery. But okay, the High Priestess did fall onto the table, so I'm going to take that. And we do see the Star as well. Okay, what does the High Priestess want to expose for this collective? I'm getting that this is a guide. The High Priestess here. Ooh, this fell on the floor and face down. So this is something deeply hidden. Queen of Cups. I'm getting Oshun. I don't know anything about Oshun, but I'm hearing Oshun, but also ocean. So this is perhaps there's a new guide coming in that's connected to the ocean. I think Oshun has to do with the ocean, doesn't she? My apologies. I don't know. I just saw the Chariot. Yeah, there's all this like Cancer energy. Some of you are deeply tied to the ocean, or like the ocean archetype, the mother energy, Mother Mary. There's a deeply nurturing maternal energy present here, maybe a grandmother on the other side who's assisting you, and I'm hearing energy healing, cord cutting, helping you sever from the old timeline. See that light and dark up here? The bridge between timelines. And the spider has a lot to do with toxicity and shadow work. And there's also a butterfly on this card. So the card, so interesting, I said car. Something about a car. I just saw 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Someone just bought a new car, or you're recovering from buying a car. Just know that that car is going to actually be helpful for you. It's interesting too, because like Queen of Cups, Cancer, the crab shell, car is kind of like a crab shell. And again, the 3 of Wands, some of you may be traveling for work more or moving, and the car you bought, while, you know, you lost a lot of money, it was expensive, it's going to help you with that. And maybe there's a grandmother that helped you find it, or just a guide is like connecting you with the right assets and resources at this time for what you need for this next cycle. Like, you're protected for sure. You got that safe and protected Cancer card, and now the Queen of Cups with the High Priestess is you're being protected pretty fiercely. Oh, I just heard the wrong moves won't even meet you, won't even touch you. So there's something here about like you can't make a wrong move. But that is, you know, you got to listen. You got to listen to your intuition, to your higher self. 9 of Pentacles, yeah. Yeah, you're definitely some sort of guide or spiritual worker, and you're going to be moving into this from the level of career. Spiritually based business. Oh, whoa, what's going on? All of a sudden my throat is like really tired. Are some of you singers or speakers? Or you're doing something with your voice? I'm hearing teachers talking a lot. There could be children involved. Someone's working with children, or maybe working with like an unconventional school system, some type of homeschooling where you're schooling neighborhood kids. It's just like alternative schooling. Practitioners, yoga teachers, meditation instructors. Yeah, this is about a spiritually based business. Or incorporating more spirituality into the service you already do. But I am really heavily getting that there is some sort of ancestral inheritance coming through, whether that inheritance, wow, the devil, yeah, whether that inheritance is financial, which could be the devil, Or it is about genetic attachment, right? And this, I'm talking about a gift. I'm not talking about something toxic. And maybe there's a gift coming out of transmuting toxic family patterns, right? Or maybe you're transmuting something in that way. But I'm getting that this is simply coming through as a manifestation. There's something you're manifesting that's being supported by ancestors. Ooh, I should really cover this up. Yeah. Yeah, there's something here that is grounding at this time. I'm just getting there's a ancestral inheritance coming through, whether it's a skill, talent, ability, or actual money, or an actual car, or something like that. There's something being passed on to you. And I'm hearing it's your turn. It's your time and it's your turn. Very interesting. I'm getting that for someone, there's a long line of people on the maternal side that can do this gift, that have this gift. And they never were free to really express it or do it fully. Just because the way, you know, I'm getting especially women have been treated throughout the centuries. And now it's like, it's the torch is being passed on to you. And that's this Page of Wands. The torch is being passed to you. They're saying it's your turn, it's your time to carry this for us. Flower power. That makes so much sense what I was just saying. So maybe I'm speaking to a lot of women or femmes. You don't have to be, right? But this is about the power. We're talking about like kind of the feminine archetype, right? The divine feminine here, the ocean energy. And power, self-empowerment, and self-actualization. We'll read this from the book, but... Oh, also, this is card 11, and so is Justice, card 11. So we have 11, 11, and 10, 10. Could be relevant. Woo! Okay. I'm just going to try that again. These are slippery, too. This deck and this deck are made by the same person. I love these decks so much. They feel nice, but sometimes they're hard to shuffle because they're so slippery. But this is the Adapt Tarot deck, and this is the I Spy Oracle. Both are by Delilah Miskey of Adapt Tarot. Definitely check her out. Whoa. Another freaking 10. Yeah, 10s are definitely relevant here. Wow, and we have fertility. You are so magnetic right now. And decay. This is the 5 of Wands. 5 and 5. Look, they even have like matching colors. 5 is the number of challenge, right? It's a turning point, but a smaller turning point than the 10. And 5 and 5 do make a 10. So this is about big shifts and changes. But what is decaying, what is dying, look, the death card is on here, okay? What is dying and decaying, it's decomposing and turning into fuel for what is new. This is literally like the death rebirth cycle here. What dies and decays becomes the compost to grow new life, right? So that's the energy you're working with right now. You walked through the looking glass, you're on the other side, and you're seeing all that you let go and moved away from. And there's a part of you that's like, oh, wait, but you have no idea what's going to grow, what's going to come out of this, what different kinds of flowers and friends and pollinators are going to show up around you. All right. I think we can assume what this fertility card means, but let's look at the book. Okay, this doesn't only mean what you think it does. This card is more about the energy of what you are sowing. From a new creative project to planting literal seeds to wanting to grow your family, friendships, community, and more, fertility makes the world go round. From the food we eat to the next innovative thinkers born to the fruitful thoughts that become a massive project in reality, This is your sign to keep creating what you love in the world. The world can be a big, scary, mean place sometimes, so it's really important that we nurture and cherish what we love and contribute or keep contributing to the greater good and enjoy the process. Wow, I love that. Okay, and then right after it, card 11, flower power. Gentle yet resilient, productive yet evolving with beauty and patience. Flowers continuously amaze us, not only for their sheer beauty, but also for their purpose. They function under particular circumstances and often form a special relationship with just one pollinating species in their ecosystem. This extremely niche connection results in something amazing and beneficial, yet there's no monetary exchange and no rush to make it happen faster than it should. What did I say? Someone was moving a little hasty, perhaps. The message of flowers is often this: you do not need to hurry through life to experience beauty and feel productive. Nature does not rush, yet everything gets done at the best possible time. This may be a reminder to pace yourself. Take more time to focus on what is important and listen to your needs so you can keep moving forward. Sometimes pushing ourselves when the timing is off can keep us stuck and exhausted. The flowers say, take your time. It will happen when the time is right. What a freaking confirmation. I said like all of that in this reading. That is so cool. I love when that happens. All right, and then let's close with one of these white light oracle decks. I just want to briefly mention that in the last reading, I made a joke about white supremacy and someone got really triggered, and no shade to that person, but I need y'all to know right now that if you are going to spiritual bypass things like white supremacy, capitalism, colonialism, war, genocide, things like that, this is not the channel for you, okay? I will never turn a blind eye to the realities of the world, okay? It doesn't mean I'm going to focus on them, because remember, it's not about what, if you think about it just once or you keep yourself updated from time to time, that doesn't mean you're giving all your energy to that timeline. Okay, you can acknowledge reality and be a part of the world without that being your chronic frequency. All right. And I think it is important as stewards of the new world that we acknowledge the atrocities and the problems, because if you don't, then you're spiritual bypassing and you're repressing, and that perpetuates the energy. Actually, what you resist persists. If you ignore a wound, it's going to get infected, right? We have to acknowledge and feel to heal. The pain is the medicine, okay? I get really tired of spiritual people being scared to look at the realities of the world or what happens to different kinds of people. Like, it's quite cruel to turn a blind eye to that. It doesn't mean you have to focus on it all the time. But, yeah, so I just want to say that. If you don't vibe with that, then this may not be the channel for you. Okay? All right. Woo! All right, we have Sovereign Queen Maeve. And Lasya of Parvati. Okay, any other ones, Spirit? Okay. Let's see what these say. Sovereign Queen Maeve. Maeve, warrior goddess and queen of the Fae, rises as the instinct to engage when challenged, to call on recruits and utilize all inner resources at one's disposal to assert the light and own one's rightful place, the Emperor. Honoring Maeve requires some spiritual chops. It takes a feisty refusal to be dominated or controlled. Compassionately accept all that... This is directly correlated with what I just said about acknowledging what's going on in the world. Interesting. Compassionately accept all that is, whilst wisely setting firm boundaries. And this also goes into the message of this reading, okay? Accepting other people's experience if they're upset with you, because I was picking up on guilt, right? It's important to acknowledge where maybe our decisions hurt other people. But we still have to act from self-actualization and truth and authenticity. So there's a way to like do it empathetically and not avoid conflict and also not rush conflict. Okay? You are spiritually self-sovereign. Stop. I'm so done. Why? Sometimes it kind of scares me. Why? I'm saying the words and then they're showing the words. Okay. You are spiritually self-sovereign. Your innate freedom for, I can't even talk now. Your innate freedom for authentic being. This is a weird sentence. Your innate freedom for authentic being is your rightful divine inheritance. Spirit's trying to give me a heart attack. The synchronicities lately are just... See if I can get through this one card. Embrace genuine allies, but do not let your destiny rest in the hands of others. Own your strength, diva. It doesn't say diva. Own your strength. Rise to the challenge. You shall be victorious. What else do I have to say? Whew. All right, Pravarti. Pravarti is the universal mother in her gentle aspect. Pravarti's dance, Lasya, provides calming grace when the soul needs comfort. This is that Queen of Cups energy for sure. Pravarti dances her dance of happiness, leading us along our path in a softer way that still accomplishes exceptional effect. Tame the wild and frenzied workings of the mind. Five of Cups, or not Five of Cups, Five of Wands, Two of Wands. Tame the wild and frenzied workings of the mind by grounding yourself with beauty, grace, and pleasure. Fertility. Give up the notion that the deepest issues will be the most difficult to heal. Her Lasya dance of happiness and reassurance is already unveiling a more lovingly effective way. Pravarti's presence augurs success on every level and is a sign of great future happiness. Do you guys understand that this reality is sealed in the stars for you? That's going to be the title of this reading. Your success is sealed in the stars at this time. I'm getting like full body chills. You have guides around you that are making sure this happens. They are communicating to your higher self and they're all working it out together. So when you feel that anxiousness, okay, that anxiousness in your body, any guilt, any like friction, okay, and it makes you want to do something or, you know, move too soon, whatever, just know like you can't get it wrong right now, all right, because you are being guided and your success is sealed in the stars, all right? So enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Find pleasure in the now. Find joy in the now, knowing that this is all playing out. Your job is to continue to have faith, surrender to the flow, and know that this is your destiny. That you are a sovereign being and you are creating your own reality in cahoots with, I'm hearing the spiritual hierarchy, the guides, the ancestors, God, your higher self, and you're deeply magnetic. Like you are attracting it all to you, and it's coming from you grounding and centering in self. And yes, we need to acknowledge how that's going to affect other people or our relationships. But a little bit, it's like you just can't care too much about that right now. Okay? It's not to turn a blind eye or to put your sword up and be crazy about it or be like, fuck you, I'm doing what I want. It's not about that. It's about, for the first time in your life, maybe, standing up for you, for what you want, and not putting yourself and your needs and your desires and your dreams on the back burner because of what someone else says or what society says or does or this, that, and the other thing. Like, there's nothing else to lose, guys. The time is now to believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and move forward in the flow of the timing. But no, we got all these 10, 10, 10, 11, 11, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. These are big changes and shifts that are inevitable, and it's happening now. We're no longer in that confusing liminal space. Don't fool yourself and think you are. You know now. And now it's just about the timing of the step-by-step process. We have aces, we have pages. It's a step-by-step process. But know that this is about your legacy, your destiny. We're going from the aces to the tens. We're going from the pages to the kings. All right? The pathway is sealed. I'm hearing by Jupiter. Justice energy, actually. Wow. The way is paved, guys. It's just time to walk it. Holy shit. That was wild. All right, join the Patreon for weekly astro updates and monthly readings. I'm going to be doing the August collective reading on there very soon this week. And personal readings, I'm only doing pre-recorded right now. If you're interested in that, feel free to email me. It'll be in the description box below. Other than that, keep walking the path and have faith in your dreams. Bye.